study has revealed Australia is the world's worst place for kids using social networks. So have a look at this television commercial from America, which might help to explain a little bit about what cyberbullying is all about.
Today I'm going to talk about Patty. Patty's best characteristics, she's stupid. Stupid and ugly. Everything she does is ugly. Watch her eat. Watch her stuff her face. Look at her. Greasy hair, dirty fingernails. It makes me want to vomit. Her dad doesn't work, they have no money. That's why she wears that nasty pink sweater. Everyone hates her, even the teachers, and they're supposed to like everyone. Get a life, Patty. Thank you.
Well, it's a pretty shocking television commercial, but it might be making a difference in America. Sharon Witt is a secondary school teacher and the author of the Teen Talk series of books, and she's here to give us an insight into this hideous practice and some advice for us parents. Does it surprise you that Australia's come up as #1?
No, and actually Australia, they're saying 9 in 10 families have got, some sort of bullying experience. So our young people are really at risk at this, and if parents are watching right now, it may not be their child, but at some stage they will experience this. We really need to be proactive in having these conversations with our kids.
Can you explain, because a lot of people know the term cyberbullying but not exactly what it means?
Yeah.
How does it take form?
Absolutely. Look, it's saying anything online that you wouldn't normally say in person. It's victimising people, it's excluding people online, and also sharing photographs, sending traumatic photos or just inappropriate photos and sending those to other people.
As well, text messages is included?
Yeah, text messaging. I mean, we know a lot of kids are online doing SMSing and the instant messaging, and that happens, for hours. I was speaking in a school recently, incidentally, and Year 6 girls, and some of them were online up to 5 hours a night.
It's incredible.
After school, and they're in their social world. So we really need to be having conversations with our kids about what they're doing online, what they're saying to each other, because...
Do you think it's for me, the thing that scares me about cyberbullying, I've got a 2.5-year-old, so I'm not going to have to worry about it for a while, but it just seems like the relentless nature of it. When I went to school, once you went home, at the end of the day, that was it, you had no contact. Now you've got phones, internet, Facebook, the whole thing. It's like there's no relief from it, even once you've left school.
Yeah, absolutely. So we really need to be talking to our kids about what happens if you are actually bullied online. What do you do? And I think as parents, the most important thing is to have a conversation with your child and say, if you're bullied, you need to come and talk to us about it. Because one of the things that I find that young people are doing is not wanting to tell anyone. Because what's the thing when you're being bullied? First of all, it's embarrassing. You don't want other people to know, especially your parents and adults, what people are saying about you. I mean, it's embarrassing. But the second thing is they're so scared they're going to lose their online privileges.
Right. But we all think our children don't do anything wrong as well. What if your child's the bully? What do you do in that scenario?
Yeah, look, you really have to talk to your children about, these have lifelong consequences. As we saw in that tragic event a couple of weeks ago with a young person taking their life. I mean, it might just be a whole series of events, and your child just might be the one person that tips them over the edge. And, we need to teach them that there are long-term consequences.
Well, that's just horrific, the outcome of that. Do kids realise that cyberbullying is that serious?
No,
I mean, this young girl took her life because for her, she had no other option. It was so bad and in such a public domain. That must be just horrific for that family to continue to deal with that. Do schools deliver home this message of how serious it is?
Well, we do. Schools are being a lot more proactive now, and that's fantastic. The government's rolling out new cyber safety awareness, But I think really important, it's important for the parents to be able to talk about this, because kids don't realise, they're just thinking about the now. They're not thinking that they're going to be hurting someone in the future.
Okay. So now you've got some great tips that are really, really helpful for parents. Can we go through some of those?
Yeah, absolutely. So talking to your child about what the long-term consequences are, encouraging them to speak up to you if they are being bullied, to talk to you. Have these conversations before you encounter cyberbullying. Say, what are you going to do if this happens to you? Come and talk to me. If your child's being bullied, photocopy, print out the incidences, take it to the school, take it to the police if it's someone outside of school, but really take it to the school principal, first port of call, your child's class teacher, get them to be proactive. Don't say, look, let's just see how it goes. Get onto it straight away.
Yeah, because it can escalate, and I've seen this happen where a young female took a rude photo of herself and then forwarded it to her boyfriend, and then they broke up. So he's got this photo of her, which he then forwards to people, and then boom, you'd be so surprised by how flippantly other people will forward something on. It's as though it's too hot to handle, they just have to disseminate it, and then that poor
young girls' privacy and sense of
But it's also the comments of that photo as well,
Yes.
that seemingly everybody then gets a chance to make a comment, a personal comment about
And
it.
I've had young people come to me and say, listen, I've had the same thing, I've had this photo, it's going around everywhere, and unfortunately you can't stop it, it's viral. Once you send a photo, you need to tell your children, once they send a photo, it is there for good.
Forever.
It can be forever. You know, I had my bad 80s hairstyles when I was in high school, and I was able to rip those photos up. These days, everything can be sent on, and it's permanent. We need to reinforce to our kids, everything you do online, you're leaving a digital footprint. It's permanent.
Now, one of the tips that I loved was you said print out any content and records of conversations, which is, I think, something we probably forget to do. So maybe make a note in your diary, which I think is great. Print the evidence out, because if you're going to a principal and saying, oh, I don't know, she's saying things like this and she's doing that, whereas if you've got the cold hard evidence there, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, in my experience, when I've worked with, you know, family and you have the, you know, a bully sitting there, when you've actually got the information there, the printout, there's nowhere to go. They have to admit to it and say, okay.
What about if your child is being bullying? How do you actually then try to take the role of a parent and interject and to try? Can you block them? I mean, we're talking about Facebook. MSN was popular for a little while as well. You know, how do we actually block them?
How do we actually block them? We want to actually do something.
Shall we do a demonstration? Sorry, we've been a bit distracted because the light went to sleep.
You've dropped it before.
No, that was me foraging around the ground before. You're going to show us up on the screen.
I'm actually going to show you on the screen. So here is a Facebook page of Patty Normal.
And she's being bullied by Billy Bully.
Billy Bully. So we're going to go in. So next to the home, we've got a little arrow. We're going to click on the arrow.
I might just...
Can you see that?
Yep.
You can see that? Okay.
I don't know where that... No, we might just go back again and show our viewers, because I don't think they could see that. So what did you do?
Oh, we're doing this way.
You do it your way, and there it is. We go right up to the side.
On the top right corner, there's privacy settings.
We're going to privacy settings. Click on privacy settings.
Up the top right.
Yes. And now we scroll down all the way to the bottom, where we go to blocked people and apps. And this is where we want to manage our blocking.
Oh, okay. Yep.
You see that?
Click on that.
You've got that. Okay, now we want to type in here under block users. These are the people we want to block who have been annoying us. Even if you don't know them, you can actually still put that person's name in. I could block Yumi Steins right now if she was bullying me. So we're going to type in now.
Don't think about it, Yumi.
No. Don't think about it, Yumi. Billy Bully.
Yep. Okay, so you
I've just typed in her name.
Right.
If I don't know her email, it doesn't matter. I'm going to click on block.
Yep.
And it'll come up now, do I want to block? There's Billy Bully.
Okay.
I'm blocking her now.
So nothing can come through from her?
Nothing can come through. Now you can see there, Billy Bully. She's now blocked.
So maybe you could have the conversation with your child, even if it hadn't gone to that terrible level, that particular person is making comments that just make me feel uncomfortable, Mum or Dad. Great, let's go through and block that person. You don't need to put up with that person and their comments.
Also monitor them on the computers. I mean, that's something that we sometimes forget. You've got to watch what they're doing as well.
You've got to be present. I mean, there are so many young people that are just spending hours and hours online and the parents are just so removed. We need to just have the conversations, sit down, what are you doing? You know,
and keep an eye on
Be there and keep the conversations rolling.
Thanks for your advice. Would you please thank author Sharon Witt? If you or someone you know is in need of help, the details for Lifeline are on the screen right now. Now time for a message from Marianne.